Hi, this is Mike, and we're looking at the Australian Stock Exchange chart at the moment, but we're going to switch to the Dow Jones. And I'm just casually looking at this chart, and I happen to just notice this pattern. I really start to look at it this way, and I start to think, oh my God, this move down since 2022 started. It's an E wave. It's a bloody E wave. And I start to realize that we have one more move down. I start to realize that there's no rules broken in this E wave. Like, it's a type 2 week 5 wave move. And I start to realize, oh my God, I'm long this market because I live in Australia, right? But it's not too late, obviously. I like to catch things ahead of time. That's what I do, right? Especially if I'm invested, right? Um, and I start to realize that, oh my God, this is not even done yet. 2022 isn't done. It's not over yet. We've still got one more leg down. Yes, that includes the Dow Jones, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the point is that, okay, so this wave A here is completely weird. That's why I never guessed it. But every other wave is in line perfectly with the idea. Now, the one thing that I haven't seen yet in this expanded uh, type 1 zigzag is a touch of the end of wave A in brackets, right? We've seen A, B, C. Mind you, this is a really pathetic A, B, C, but it's clear as day. A, B, C, and then we have a D, okay? But this D is unlike any D I've ever seen before, right? It almost doesn't make sense. Why? Because it's moving up in a weak 5 wave move, but yet the C wave is in a weak 5 wave move also. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a zigzag that looks like this. Now, let me explain. I'll go a bit closer to that so I can show you. This is why I never would have imagined that this is what I was seeing, right? So, for example, you've got a very clear A, B, tiny. You got a very choppy, weak 5 wave move for C, but then you've got zigzag 1, 2, right? This wave 3 is also a zigzag. 3, right? 4, and then another zigzag for 5, right? And then you've got your A, right? You've got your B, your C, your D, and your E for wave B. And then you've got zigzag 1, 2, zigzag 3, 4, and you've got zigzag 5. Never seen it before. Weak 5 wave move for A and weak 5 wave move for C. Never seen it, right? And this chart has it. That to me is the first time I've seen that. Um, so if that's D, what is this E about? And how do we not break the rules? Well, that's not hard to do. So first of all, you've got wave 1, right? Here you've got A, B, C, D, E. 3, right? So at this point in time, wave 3 can't be the shortest. So how are we going to get from here to here without breaking the rules? Well, that's easy. We've only seen A, B, C. And I'll tell you the thing about why I started thinking about this idea, right? There's two charts, just like the DJI versus the US 30. They're different charts, right? They're the same market, but there's slight differences. For example, in the Oz 200, which is the chart that is like the 24/7 chart, the futures chart, you have this here made a new low, right? Only just, but it still made it, right? I take you to the chart that's open during the market hours, right? Now just ignore the labels on this. And that same area didn't make a new low, right? Down here. This is what I thought it was before, right? Haven't updated it yet. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. I have to get rid of these so I can show you the level, right? So it didn't make a new low, and I thought, why? How does that even happen? I mean, you can't ignore it, put it that way. So I went to the DJI chart, for example, right? Still got old labels, right? But the point is that if you look at the lows here, right? If you look at the low here, look at this. Look at this. What is this? Right? The only thing I can say that's good about that is that it's a 5-wave move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. New low here, right? If you go to the US 30 chart, right? At the low, you didn't get that same price action. It's just not there. What does that mean? Right? And that's kind of when it sort of started to click a little, that this is still a 5-wave move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However you look at it, it could still be construed as a 5-wave move, right? 5-wave move is in just here, and then here is another 5. That's a zigzag, right? Now I'll get to that point in just a sec. Let me just go back to the Oz 200 chart, right? The chart that set me off. I realized, okay, so you have a wave E. It's a type 2 weak 5-wave move, which means every move down is in 5 waves, even though they're overlapping 5 waves. So in order to get a wave down from here that doesn't make wave 3 the shortest, which is not going to happen anyway, because wave 3 is already longer than wave 1, right? Wave 3 is this length. Right, I'll just make that a bit bigger. All right, it's this length, and it's already longer than wave 1. So it doesn't matter how long wave 5 is. But the thing is, it's so weird because it bounced above the end of wave 2, which I thought wave 3 was done. But I overlooked the whole thing, right? I overlooked an important aspect of this whole thing, and that's the, we have an A, a B, a C, which is only just completing, right? There is overlap between waves 1, 2, and 4 here. So it's kind of weak, technically. I thought it was something else, by the way. I'm not going to get into that now. I traded based on that idea, but it's not too late, right? So now we need to see a D and an E and then a 5, right? So it'll look a little bit like this. DE5. Now, from where we currently are, that's a pretty decent drop. That's like 17% drop. That's pretty cool, right? If you catch it. But that means that whatever started in January 2022, it's not over yet. And it's as long as it doesn't go above, well, the highs, which is like right near right now, as long as it doesn't go above the last high, which is in January 2022, right? There is absolutely no rule broken for this type of wave. Now, that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. So how does this fit with the Dow Jones? Okay, so that means that this labeling is wrong. The whole move up wasn't a 5-wave move. And it's easy to get it wrong. Easy. It's very choppy. But instead, this here, what I'm about to show you, is what I believe is what's really going on. 5-wave move. A, B, C, D, right? Not as messed up as the Australian chart, but a D wave nonetheless, right? That's what I thought it was at one point, and I changed my mind because I started to see this crap. But now I start to realize what is going on. So we have one, we have A, B, C, D, E for 2. We have wave 3. Okay. Now remember, type 2 week 5 wave move, it can overlap like who cares, right? As I explained to you in the previous chart. And it's the same damn pattern. It's right in front of our eyes. Now, wave 3 can't be the shortest. It's not. So in this case, what I can see happening here is that we've seen wave 3, but we've also seen A, B, C, D, and I believe what we're seeing now is E. So, my God, this is crazy because Harry Dent is going to lose his mind when he starts to see, right, this type of thing happen, right? That's going to happen. Well, it has to because it's a 5-wave move. It's a type 2 weak 5-wave move. Right now, I have to be on top of this, right? Because if this happens and I'm not aware of it, I'm going to look stupid, stupid as hell. And who knows who could be watching this, right? My boss could be watching me right now. I don't even know, right? I don't even know. But I need to be aware of this because what the hell? That would be such a trick move by the market. And if I didn't catch it, it would literally just, it wouldn't look good for me, right? I'm supposed to know the waves, okay? I don't know. It's just a thing, right? I just have this thing. But that is still a valid move. Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about what I think is going on at the small degree, because I think that's important. Excuse me. Sorry. I think Euro's starting to move finally. Jesus, go up, you bastard. Anyway, so, all right. So what the deal? Now, this move here, well, it has to be a 5-wave move. Okay. Whatever the hell I thought it was before because of this sharp move down and this and that, etc., whatever, it's irrelevant. We know it's a 5-wave move, so now we have to look at it as a 5-wave move. And I prefer to do it on this chart because this chart has the low that starts with a 5-wave move. It makes my life a bit easier. Excuse me. Right. Let's begin. So we have wave 1. Now wave 2 looks very choppy. Very sharp. So sharp wave 2. Sharp wave 2. yeah, look, 335, 35, it's possible, right? It's just not very easy to determine, but let's just label it wave two because it's gone down so low and then it started at wave three. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. Okay, that's wave three. I'm going to call that wave three right there. All right, and then the next one, I'm going to call it wave four. Again, sharp. I don't like these sharp corrections. They make me uncomfortable. All right, four. Sorry, I am not doing this properly. Hang on, let me just fix this up. So 3 would be up here, right? 4, leave it aside for now. What I meant to do was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 3 here. Right. So now what does that leave us with? It leaves us with a, excuse me, a, all right. So the reason why I find this particularly strange is because of what we've seen. So what are we looking at here? A, B, right? If you can't figure it out by now, you're never going to figure it out. So you got A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, look, this is choppy as hell, but you know what? It seems to fit the profile. I'm going to borrow this C here. C, right? I'm going to borrow this D here. D, E. Right. So what's the deal? What are we looking at? Why do I feel this way? Okay, so that's a 4 right there. That's a 4 right there. Right? Now, why is this wave 4 sideways the way I've made it? Well, think about it. Wave 2 was short and sharp. It's called alternation, right? Alternation makes sense. Well, that means we only need wave 5 now, right? And that right there is the crux of the whole point of what I was trying to get to. I know I went about in a roundabout way, but I had to. So how long will wave 5 be? Well, probably the same length as wave 1. Okay, so wave 1, I think that started down here. So, well, that makes sense, right? Because we have to make a new high above that previous B. So I'd say we target this area right around there, 35043. And then that'll be the end of wave. Sorry, let's go back to 4 hours. Right, that'll be the end of wave 4. Jeez, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. Wave 4, and then wave 5 is down here. That's what I think is going on. Okay, that's what I think. I don't know. It took me this long to get to this idea, but it all started with the Australian chart. But I've been looking at it for days and days and days, and it's been in the back of my mind, and I've been like, what the hell is going on with this chart? There is something it's trying to tell me, and I don't know what it is. Well, now we get it. It's not over yet. Okay, it will be over soon, and then, well, that's the other thing, right? What about the target after we get this move? Okay, so look, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I don't think Harry Dent is going to really be happy with the fact that this goes up again, right? Because he's forever a bear. You know, a broken clock is right. What, twice a day? Once a day? I can't remember the saying. Um, look, it's not going to go as high as I thought. And the reason for that is because I was using the length of this whole move and then extrapolating that. And that's where I got my like 60,000, whatever.